Hi everyone, welcome back to the third edition of Ecom Day 2017. I would like to thank everyone for joining us. We're really excited to have you all here. Our next speaker on stage is Michal from GetResponse. He's the content marketer for GetResponse, our dear friend and also sponsor of this event. His main mission is to provide valuable content for marketers. We all need that, so I'm really excited to hear what you're going to teach us today, Michal. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How about yourself?
Very good, thanks. I'm excited, so I won't get into any more stuff. So I wanna give the stage to you and let you do your magic.
All right, thanks a lot. So hello everyone. Thanks for the introduction. So as you heard, my name is Michael. I'm the content marketing manager here at GetResponse. And today I'd like to talk to you about post-purchase communication. So let me just share my screen with you. Hopefully by now you should be able to see my screen. So strike while the iron's hot, how to rock your post-purchase communication. By the way, if you want to reach out to me after the webinar or during the webinar, here's my Twitter handle, so you can use that, or just use my email address afterwards. So let's get to it. So I think it's best if we could answer this little question at the beginning. So what is it like to sell online? I think this will help us to actually answer why we should be able, or why we should be using post-purchase communication to increase our efficiency, to increase our conversions. And when I think about it, believe it or not, I think it's a bit like having a pet. I know it sounds a bit silly, but let's just hear me out here for a second. So when I was younger, I actually had a pet called Sonia. She was a beautiful golden retriever. So growing up with that dog was amazing. Going out for the long walks 4 times per day, feeding her, brushing her hair, and doing everything one could do for their dog. So these are very smart dogs, and we wanted that dog to just go around not causing any havoc. We wanted people to like it, and we didn't want them to be afraid of that. So we decided to take her to the dog obedience school. And after numerous numbers of hours going to the obedience school, we taught her how to do fetch, how to do sit, all those basic commands. And after those many weeks, we went to the exam. And believe it or not, on the day of the exam, instead of actually passing the test, the dog decided to go chasing some squirrels. During the exam, she saw a squirrel and just decided to run with another, I think it was a Labrador dog, they decided to follow a squirrel. And believe it or not, I think our customers are just like that. Not in a way that they will go chasing squirrels, but I think you might be doing everything you can, everything doing right. So you're actually delivering an amazing product, an amazing service. You're delivering amazing value, but customers decide to go somewhere else for many reasons, that is. But you don't have to be worried about the fact that they're leaving you. But what you can do is increase the efficiency and effectiveness of your communication to actually lower the number of people leaving you and increase the CLV of your customers, so that more people stick with you and they'll spend more money with you. So let's think for a second why customers aren't returning to you. Why are they leaving your brand, your site, or just basically your online store? And there are a few reasons for that. The main reason is that they weren't satisfied with the product, service, or your pricing. And I know this is very broad, but think for a second. If your product broke, they might not be happy with it because you didn't reach out to them, you didn't help them out, or for some reason they just weren't able to return it to you, or because they didn't know how to use it. Or perhaps the service wasn't right because the dispatching went wrong, the delivery went wrong and it was taking ages. Or the pricing wasn't okay because at the very last moment you presented them with some additional costs. So these are some amazingly difficult reasons why people don't want to return to your site, but there's something you can do with that. On top of that, there's a reason that people just don't longer need your products because, for example, they were purchasing products for their daughter or their son, and their son has moved abroad now, and they just don't live together. So they might not be unhappy with your brand, with your store, but just don't need the product anymore. Another reason is that they're already buying that from your competitor, and this is something that we want to work against, because you don't want your competitors stealing your customers. So with that out of the way, let's think for a second, what do we want to achieve if we're running an e-commerce business, e-commerce store? So of course, everyone wants to sell more. You want to sell more products. You want to grow your database, your customer base. Basically, you want to sell more products. At the same time, you want to sell more frequently. You don't want your customers to just return to you every few months. Let's say every 2 months, every 3 months. But you want them to return to you more frequently. That's why you try to introduce them to other offers. You want to replenish those products. You want them to exchange them, and so on. On top of that, of course, you want to spend less on acquiring your new customers, because in the end, that's how you become efficient. You want people to refer your services to others, and you don't want to be spending money on advertising, because in the end, you want to spend as little as possible to acquire new customers, and at the same time, you want to sell more and more frequently to them. And of course, you want to keep existing customers for longer. It's a no-brainer, because transactional marketing isn't necessarily going to work. You want to focus on relationships. You want to build relationships so that they'll stick with you for longer. They will become loyal to you. They will be brand advocates, and they will be telling others about how amazing your company is, how amazing your brand is, what you deliver, and what you do. So all those things actually come together to increasing the customer lifetime value. After all, you want each customer to mean as much as possible to you. You don't want to spend money on advertising, on acquiring them, and then lose them because they just went on chasing squirrels or just went to your competitor. You don't want to spend money on advertising and so on, just so you can't sell more products to them, and because, for example, they no longer need your product or for some other reason. So I believe that the post-purchase communication is the answer to those problems and actually to those goals. It can help you achieve that, and there are a few reasons for that. So one is, you've actually already made an investment to acquire those customers, either through referral programs or paid advertising, on Facebook, or retargeting through Google AdWords or LinkedIn. So you've already actually spent quite a bit to acquire those products, to get them to your site. So actually, first to click on the ad, then to get to your site, and then they've actually shown an interest in your offer. So they actually had to go through those steps to go to your site, perhaps add the product to their shopping cart, and they had to go through the entire purchase process. So if you actually wear your customer's shoes for a second and go through all those steps yourself, you're gonna actually notice that it's a big number of steps that they had to go through. And they had to click on those things. They had to choose amongst many alternatives. And at the end of the day, they decided to actually make a purchase with you and get that product from you. At the same time, it's cheaper to retain your customers than to acquire new customers. Of course, you want to do those things at the same time. We've heard that many, many times all over again. You want to do those things together. So you want to retain your customers for longer. You want them to stick with you. You want them to be the brand advocates for your company. And you want to acquire new customers, but you don't want to be wasting money on the areas that can be improved. One is actually the retention of your customers. And at the same time, post-purchase communication can help you repair some things that didn't go well. So imagine for a second that your product broke down and your customer was unhappy, and then you asked them for an opinion, and they told you that something was missing, that their delivery was wrong, the product was wrong, and you helped them out. This is your chance to repair that, unless you don't want to, of course. But imagine that they've purchased a vacation trip with you. So they went there, they spent 2 weeks there, but the aircon was not working. Should they be thinking about themselves? Should they just forget about it, not tell anyone? Of course not. You want them to tell you that, so you can repair that. You can either give them a discount code afterwards, or you can just say sorry and admit that something went wrong, and you don't want that to be the future case. You want them to be telling others how amazing your brand is, instead of telling others how bad your company is and how they badly treat their customers. And at the same time, it's your chance to reinforce the positive experience. Imagine someone went on a trip, on their honeymoon trip to the United States, for example, to New York, which was the case with me and my wife. So imagine I went there, spent there 2 weeks, and it was an amazing time. And I posted some pictures on Facebook, on other social media channels, and rated the hotel and so on. Imagine if they told me in a year that I had such an amazing time a year before, and maybe I would like to go somewhere else this time. Or they could tell me how great this time was, and perhaps offer me something else. So again, in August, I could go somewhere amazing. So these are some of the reasons why you'd like to use post-purchase communication. So let's get to it. How to rock your post-purchase communication, how to make use of it. So your post-purchase emails and not only messages will turn your customers into brand advocates. That will help you retain them. That will help you increase their CLV, because after all, you don't want them to be going somewhere else. You want them to be spending money with you as often as possible and as much as possible. At the same time, you want them to be happy. Just remember about that. You want to deliver the value to them, not just keep spending money, get them to spend money. So the lesson number one, and I've got a few of them for you, is to be quick. Imagine for a second that you're ordering something online. You're probably feeling either happy or unhappy depending on what you're purchasing. But imagine if the first message that you got wasn't from the company that you're purchasing from, but it was from the UPS guy, the UPS company telling you that the product is on its way. Which brand will you remember? Will you be remembering the brand that is delivering the product for you, or the company is actually, dispatching the product for you? So think for a second, how are your customers feeling at the beginning? Are they feeling thrilled? Are they happy about ordering something from you? For example, a new pair of jeans, new sneakers. Are they happy about it and they can't wait for the product to arrive at their doorstep? Or maybe not so much, because it was something that was supposed to help them out. For example, their car broke down and they're buying spare car parts. They might not be so happy about ordering those products. In any case, you want to be quick. You want to reinforce the positive feeling. At the same time, you want to repair the bad feeling. So if they're feeling, oh, my car is broken, I have to spend money on spare parts. Whatever the case is, you want to act quick, so they no longer think about that. They don't worry about the payment process, whether their money has actually been properly processed, whether the product is on its way. You want them to be thinking positively. So here's a great example from Fitbit, from a website, Really Got Emails. I actually love those two emails because, okay, they are simple. These are just transactional emails, but if you look at the microcopy here, you're going to be enjoying it as much as I am. So within the first message, you can see your Fitbit order is confirmed, and we're just as excited as you are. So imagine you're ordering your new bracelet. You can walk around, chase those miles. You can see how many steps you're actually making, and you get that message. And they're telling you that they're just excited as you are. You're not getting a message from UPS or TNT, any other company, but you're getting a message from them. And that's good, because this is the product that you've ordered. This is the brand that you wanted to get the product from. And the second email that you're getting is that your Fitbit order has shipped. Again, you're not getting that from UPS. You're getting that from Fitbit. And look at that copy there. Are you smiling? You're totally smiling. And to be honest, I think this is great. On top of that, it says no need to camp out by the mailbox. So you don't have to be looking outside the window. And maybe your mailbox isn't just outside of your window. You can use that tracking code there to check if your product has arrived. So this is a great way to be quick about communicating with your customers and delivering them value and showing what your brand is. And if you're quick and if you're delivering a message like this, you can be sure that customers will be happy and they will remember you, not the dispatching company. Here are two other ways you can do that. So one is the TransferWise. It's a service that can help you transfer money between your bank accounts. If you're transferring to a foreign bank account, it might be expensive to do it with a regular bank. You can do it with them. So if you're using it for the first time and you're transferring money online, you might not be so happy about it. You might be actually anxious about it. So what they did is provide a slider which was going on for 35 seconds and letting me know what the progress was when I was delivering or transferring money. And after 35 seconds, they just told me, done, that took 35 seconds and just saved you X amount of money. So this is a great way to communicate, even after you've just made a purchase, even on the screen, without even sending an email. And on the right, there's an email from Expedia. And this is great because they've actually noticed that, and not everyone might be happy about purchasing a product from them. They might be anxious that they're flying off to, for example, to Texas, to Austin, and they want to rent a car for any reason. It might be that because they're going on a trip with their friends, or they might be going on a family thing, or they might be going to a funeral. So there might be many reasons why they're renting a car. The last thing they want to do is have to reconfirm whether the car is waiting for them. And imagine if I was flying from Europe and going all over to Austin after so many hours, if I arrived there and it said, "Oh, sorry, your car isn't there," I wouldn't be happy. So they wanted to spare me those feelings, those negative feelings, and just help me out with this simple message. And I think this is great. This is how you should be doing this. So the lesson number 2 is to be remembered. Again, this is something that I was purchasing online. Imagine if you're purchasing your favorite sneakers or your favorite shoes, you're thinking of straight away of a brand, and make it a Nike or Timberland, anything like this. But if you're ordering something unusual, for example, printer ink replacements, this is something I was ordering a few times, and I'm actually loyal to one brand, and I never remember what they're doing, or I don't remember their name, because they don't want me to be they don't want me to remember them. They don't communicate with me. They just send me the confirmation email, and that's it. Their name isn't worth remembering according to them. So there's a few ways how to stay on your customer's mind. One is to be visible at all times, and this is simple. Just don't just put your brand out there. Just send out those emails or those messages or text messages or ads. Just be out there and make an impact. If you're sending a message, do it like Fitbit did and just make an impact, because those messages are worth remembering. Whether it's because it's the copy that's great, or because they're helpful, or because the emails are just amazingly beautiful. You have to communicate regularly. Believe it or not, people will forget about you if you don't communicate with them every now and then. So if that company didn't send any emails to me about the ink cartridge replacements, I probably would forget about them. And I actually spend a few minutes every time to search for their brand when I'm searching on Gmail. So this is how badly it can go. And on top of that, it's to stay on your customers' minds is to increase the number of touch points. If they use social media sites, sites like Facebook or Instagram, and you're using them too, why not offer them an opportunity to actually follow you using those? So here's an example from a brand called Patagonia, which is doing a great thing in my opinion. One is to send a welcome email where it helps them to build a relationship with the customers, and then send them a few links that they might be interested in. So for example, we're here to help, come visit, and then information about their environmental and social responsibility. So you can look at those things, and you will remember this brand, that it's not only about selling products, about shopping, but it's something more. And then when you get the emails from them, even if you don't have to buy a jacket from them every month, you can check that their emails have value, because at the end of the second email, you get the information about, you get a link to an article, a great story, how it is possible for people to climb, to do the impossible. And they cover those stories not only just to tell you that they're an amazing brand, but to inspire you to do something else. And another brand that is doing that is brand called Risk in Poland. Don't mind the email being in Polish, but I believe what is great is that they're doing in the welcome email, they're telling us how they're building, how they're crafting those products, how they're making them locally, not shipping them from abroad, how they're doing them from A to Z, and just telling the brand story how it is. And it's a small brand, that is. Another one is Grey Balkan here. I think it's United by Blue, if I'm not mistaken. But in any case, what they do is not only sell products, camping products, but they tell you stories, they tell you inspirations, where you can go camping, and then tell you about upcoming events. if you're buying products from them, you might be inspired to do something else. For example, collect waste with them in the forests, or just go to amazing places or listen to amazing people. That's how you are remembered, even if people don't buy from you every single day. And here are 2 other ways to do it. So for example, Grammarly, the service that helps you write proper copy, not make mistakes. Their weekly writing update telling me how many words I've written and how many mistakes I've made, or how is my vocabulary going. This is great. This is telling me about this brand, reminding me that I'm using them, and then giving me links to articles that help me out how to use the Oxford comma and so on. And Timberland, just send an email with best rated product. This is a good way to start a relationship. Send something that's great that others have told you that is actually great, and send it to your customers at the beginning of your relationship. And another way to make an impact is actually use something creative. We've tested out with GetResponse how to make your emails more creative, and we've checked whether there's an impact of using video in email. And believe it or not, there is. And I know this is not necessarily new technology, but even if you provide a picture that resembles YouTube and you just link it to a YouTube domain or Vimeo, etc., you can increase your open rates and click-through rates by miles. All you have to do is be creative and deliver the content the way your customers do, the way your customers want. So just do it that way. And okay, number 3, so show good manners. I know this sounds funny when talking about online selling, but this is true. When you're sending your messages, when you're contacting your customers, always say thank you. And here's how 2 brands are doing this. This is Todoist and Google Maps. All they're doing is sending me emails that say thank you for either signing up or for publishing a photo of a place that I wanted to share with Google Maps users. And saying a thank you is as simple as that. And this is what we love about purchasing offline when we're going to a local grocery store. Because people are nice, they're treating us as individuals, we remember them, they remember us, and this is how the relationship is built. And you can do that online too. So all you have to do is say thank you. And if you're asking them to fill out a survey or to do something for you, to click on that link or to sign up for a webinar, just say thank you, offer something valuable, and they will repay you, by miles. On top of that, you can turn your customers into advocates. If you have customers that are happy with what you do, why not ask them to refer to others, or just to show their loyalty to you? So one way is to ask them to share the product with others, and this is as simple as you can do. Just run a referral program, like here a brand called Mahabis is doing. So they're selling slippers, and apparently amazing slippers. People love them. People love wearing them. And if they do, they will be happy to share the product or the information about the product with others. And on top of that, they'll just get £5 for doing this. And here's on the left, you can see the message that is inspiring you to do so. And the second one is the message that shows you what you get afterwards. So you can get the link, you can get the code, and as simply as that, you just became a brand advocate. But of course, you can use opinions or social media photos or anything user-generated content. So here's an example from a brand called MVMT. So they're selling watches. It's an online retailer that's growing really quickly. And if you check Marketing Sherpa, you can see a great case study on how they're changing their email subscribers and their social media followers into brand advocates. They just ask them via a contest, a competition, to send them photos of the products with some hashtags, and then they use those products, those pictures in their emails. And after they've done that, they saw a huge increase in the engagement of their customers with those emails. They saw a decrease in cost per order, and apparently these are much cheaper. Those photos, they are much cheaper than if you did a professional photo shoot. So you get the best of both. You get engagement and you get cost reduction because you've just turned your customers into brand advocates. This is a great way to do it, and I think everyone should be doing that. Okay, so what else can you do? You can offer help. And I don't mean only to offer help when you're selling very expensive products. For example, you're selling IKEA furniture. Well, this is relatively expensive, but you're selling IKEA furniture and you're giving people tutorials or videos on how to put everything together. Or you're selling a very expensive software. So you're helping others to install that software, maintain it, and so on. You can offer help even if someone's buying something cheap. So for example, they're buying sneakers. White sneakers, they're very popular, but you have to maintain them. You have to keep them clean and you want to wash them. And you don't want people to wear, for example, Converse All-Star sneakers that are dirty around town. You want them to be happy with the brand, to be the brand advocates for you, whether they put it online or not. They always show your brand and you want them to show it in a positive light. So here's how a company called MeUndies is doing that. So it's a funny company that is selling underwear, but they're doing it in a funky and a very positive way, in my opinion. On the left, you can see a simple welcome email that is just welcoming you to the family, to those that want to purchase the most comfortable, apparently, underwear in the world. And after a few days, I think it's a week or two, if you don't purchase anything from them, even if you don't order anything from them, you get a second email that says, you know, we're happy that you're with us and you haven't subscribed yet, but to be honest, we want you to actually make a purchase. And they're telling us that every 9 out of 10 people love life more than when they wear MeUndies, and so on. They tell you how great their product is, and on top of that, they give you a discount code, and they even say, you know what? If you're not happy with them, we'll give you your money back, or you can keep them for free. That's how great the product is. They offer you a little help, which is a discount code and just an inspiration to buy the product. And here are two other ways how you can be helpful with your product. So for example, Booking.com is sending out those summary emails where they tell you what the booking information is for your next booking, where you're going. So how to get to the place, how you can plan ahead for the best trip, how to get there, what the standard is, what the phone numbers, and so on and so on. So all those important things that you don't want to be looking for if you're especially traveling abroad. Imagine you're abroad with your mobile phone, changing the networks, paying much for the data, and then finding it hard to find the information about your hotel. And here on the right, Airbnb. I know this is an old logo and their old email, but I thought that was very, very helpful. When I was going to Paris, I wanted to know something more about the space. I wanted to visit some interesting places. And if you check any website, they're going to provide you with most popular places like Hard Rock Cafe, etc. And I like those places, but not necessarily for a romantic trip if you're going there with your wife. So I wanted to do something else. And this email helped me out. Before I even got to Paris, I got an email that said how I can live in Paris like a Parisian. So I can go there, I can go to wine tasting, and so on and so on. And this email, in my opinion, was very helpful. And even if they were not making money off that message, because perhaps they didn't get any money for referral, I think I was happier and I chose Airbnb more frequently afterwards. So number 6 is accept feedback. And feedback is important because you can turn your customers into happy customers if they were unsatisfied, and you can turn them into brand advocates. And Timberland here is doing that great, just sending out emails. Let's be honest. Tell us a few things about what we're doing, whether you're happy with it or not. And as simple as that, they can give you a simple discount for a few words. And to be honest, even if it wasn't just about me being satisfied or not, they will find out some more information about me, which is still helpful, and they will be able to use it in their future campaigns. So I'm pretty sure they will make money off it. And same is with the email from Expedia. So after renting the car in Austin, Texas, they sent me an email to send them a message, leave a feedback. Whether it is positive or negative, it is important to them. As they are saying in the message. So a simple email, simple message can help them out. And to be honest, I was entirely happy. I was fully happy with everything that happened to me. I got the car within minutes. But if I wasn't happy because I took many hours, for example, minutes just to find a car lot, then I would tell them, and this is the perfect way to do it. So number 7 is befriend data. I know marketing automation and all those things, online marketing requires a lot of data, and we're getting sometimes fed up with it and overwhelmed with it, but this is what we have to do. We have to make use of what we have, and we need to choose selectively what we're asking our customers for, but we want to use that data to our benefit. So befriend data and use it wisely. So here's an email from a brand called Decibel. So you can see their welcome email, how they're welcoming me in their email sequence. So it's a simple email saying that we're friends, they're happy to be with me, and then they give me about 6 links to choose categories that I might be interested in. Is it for women, for men, accessories, etc., etc. Everything that I do with this email is stored. They can tag me accordingly, whether I'm a man or a female, if I'm interested in that or that, whether I have children or not. They can use that to their benefit. So that's how you should go about data. And here, Airbnb. So I'm using Airbnb probably every year for a few years now. And they know that where I'm traveling from and where I'm traveling to. They can see that I'm going pretty much every single year in August somewhere far away. But during the year, I can't do that because I can't take the long vacation off. I can't just go there for any other reason. And they know where I live. So why not introduce me to or recommend me some short trips, either by train or a short flight trips from where I live. And as simple as that, I'm happy with their offer because I can see where I can go within just a few hours of flight, and I can spend a weekend off. And this could inspire me to choose their service again, because for some reason I could be thinking, oh no, I have to wait till August. No, thanks to that email, I was thinking about it just any type of weekend, any random weekend. And number 8, so the last one is trust automation. And again, I know with a lot of data and everything that we have on top of our heads, it's tough. It's tough to think about that, but you have to trust automation. You can't physically do everything yourself. If you want to sell products and scale your company and you want to deliver great value, this is what you have to do. You have to use marketing automation workflows, like an example right here. Use simple welcome email sequences, tag your customers accordingly, and use that information to your benefit. Send them relevant emails at the time that they're most likely to open them and engage with that. So for example, if you're sending a welcome email, most people are opening a welcome email. 80% or 90% of your customers will do that. If they don't, and there was a discount code, why not send them that email again to those people that didn't open the email? Or if someone's got a discount code for your first week or first purchase within the first week, why not send them another email reminding them that the discount code will expire soon? This is how you can do it. You can increase your customers' lifetime value to you, and you can do that automatically. You just set up a few different workflows. And one more reason why you should be using automation is just those emails get higher engagement. And again, this is something that we've tested out here at GetResponse. This is something that we haven't published yet, but these are the results our customers are getting. So you can see that open rates are much higher than for your regular newsletters. I know more or less messages are sent through automation, but the messages are getting more engagement. So if you can set up workflows and you can put newsletters together with automation, then why not? And your messages will deliver higher value to you. You'll get more return on your emails. So this is how you should do it. And here are just 2 examples of how brands are using marketing automation. So for example, again, the brand Decibel is sending a cart abandonment email saying, I've left something in my bag, and just reminding me. If they've spent so much money to get me on their site, to get me through the adding to the cart process, why not send another message, retarget me through that email? It's simple and it's effective. And Udemy, if they got me to go to their site, enter the course, actually make most of it, 97% of the course, why not remind me about it, finish the course, add it to my LinkedIn profile, and use another course, go for another course, enroll it, and pay for something else. So this is how you can do it, and you should be using marketing automation. So summing up, you have to be quick. You don't want your dispatching company to be quicker than you. You want to be remembered, so people don't have to go through their Gmail account and search for their email from you. and you want to show good manners, because saying thank you is simple, and this is how we build relationships offline and online. You should offer help even for basic products, because your products sometimes need help, because you want customers to be your brand advocates throughout their lifetime. You should be accepting and asking for feedback, and you can use that in your communication or just to make your products better. You want to befriend data and trust automation, because those things together work. You want to learn what your customers do, target them properly, segment them properly, and so on. And you want to turn your customers into brand advocates, because that's how you build loyalty and build bigger databases online. So this is it, and now we can go to live Q&A session, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you so much, Michael. This is a great talk. Well, we're still waiting for some questions. Actually, I have a question for you. You showed us some stats on the open rates and click-through rates for emails that you send containing video content. And I noticed that depending on the channel, the open rates were fluctuating, so they were different for every channel. So I was wondering whether in the subject line you let the readers know that there's going to be video content.
Not all of those messages had that information, and that's a great idea. You should be putting that information in the subject line, because people are engaging with emails with videos. We've seen that, and actually, if they know that they can see the video, they can quickly absorb the information, they'll more likely open that email and engage with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Thank you.
No
Guys,
problem.
do you have any questions for Michael while he's still here? We have a question from Steven. He's asking, do you recommend adding product recommendations for the next purchase in post-purchase communication? If so, is there data to support whether a higher value item performs better to create an upsell on future orders, or if products with a more similar price point as the original work better?
That's a good question, and definitely I do recommend putting recommendations into the post-purchase communication. I would imagine that products of similar value, similar pricing would perform better, but then again, you do want your customers to upsell, so you have to be creative about it. Just adding those products there isn't necessarily going to work, but if you portray the value and tell them why they should purchase this more expensive products, the expensive product, they will, and you can definitely do that, and this is a great way. I think I can't think off the top of my head about data that supports that, but you should test out adding different products out there and placing the more valuable product in a more visible place in the above the fold. But I'm not sure whether the more expensive products would straight away work.
Awesome. That's a great answer. Thank you. Stephen, I hope it answers. Yeah. Stephen said thank you.
No problem.
So we still have a couple more minutes. So if you want to ask anything else, guys, now is the time to do it. We're going to have, after Michael's talk, we're going to have a 10 minutes recess, after which we'll have Holy Flinch. So stay tuned for our next talks. Okay, Michael, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Awesome having you.
And you, thank you. Thanks for having me. Have a great day, everyone.
You too. Bye.